A snowy night in Paris. Paris was transformed into a winter wonderland as snow blanketed the city, silencing its usual bustle. The normally vibrant streets of Montmartre were now a quiet expanse of white, broken only by the occasional car tire crunching through the snow. Amélie Dubois had returned to her grandmother Madeleine's apartment for the holidays, expecting comfort and cheer. Instead, a chilling call from Madeleine had brought her hurriedly to the apartment, where a cold and unsettling atmosphere awaited. "Amélie, something's wrong." Madeleine's voice had quivered over the phone. "I saw something in the garden. It was dragging itself through the snow. It wasn't human." Concerned, Amélie arrived to find Madeleine by the window, her face ashen. "What did you see?" Amélie asked. "I don't know," Madeleine said, shaking. "But it was terrifying. I heard whispers, too, strange and unsettling." The two ventured outside, their breath misting in the cold air. The garden, covered in a thick layer of snow, was eerily silent. They followed the disturbed patches of snow, which seemed to lead towards the old gate at the end of the garden. "This doesn't look like animal tracks," Amélie noted, her voice hushed. The irregular dragging marks led to a narrow path beyond the gate, disappearing into the dark woods. Despite the growing sense of dread, Amélie decided to investigate further. She pushed open the creaking gate and walked along the snow-covered path, the swirling snow reducing her visibility. The trees loomed dark and silent, and the whispers began again, faint at first, then growing louder. The path led to an old, decaying house. Its once grand exterior was now weathered and broken, with windows shattered and the roof sagging. The front door stood ajar, creaking in the wind. With trepidation, Amélie entered. The inside was cold and musty, filled with the scent of rot. Her flashlight beam revealed dust-covered furniture and cobwebs. The oppressive silence was punctuated only by the whispers, now louder and more insistent. The whispers guided her to a small room at the back. The walls were covered with strange, shifting symbols, and in the center stood an old, ornate mirror. Amélie's reflection appeared distorted, but beside her was a shadowy figure with glowing eyes. Startled, she spun around, but the room was empty. Panic surged through her as the temperature dropped sharply and the whispers turned into anguished wails. The house seemed to groan and shift, and Amélie fled through the darkened corridors, the sounds of something or someone close behind. She burst out into the snow-covered garden, gasping for breath as she made her way back to the apartment. Inside, Madeleine was waiting, her face filled with worry. "What happened?" she asked. "There was something in that house," Amélie said, her voice shaking. "It was like a shadowy figure in the mirror, and the whispers—" Madeleine's face grew pale. "That house was built on cursed land. A man who practiced dark rituals lived there long ago. It said he summoned something that cursed the land. On nights like this, when the veil between worlds is thin, the spirits he summoned become restless." The night dragged on, each gust of wind and creak of the apartment heightening their anxiety. As dawn broke, the snow began to ease. When they ventured outside, the garden was covered in a fresh layer of untouched snow. The old house was gone, as if it had never existed. The city slowly returned to its usual rhythm, but the events of that night left a lasting impact on Amélie and Madeleine. The whispers and the shadowy figure became a chilling memory, a reminder of the darkness that can lurk beneath even the most enchanting places. Every snowfall thereafter carried a haunting resonance. Paris had shown them a darker side, one that would remain etched in their memories long after the snow had melted. The city's charm had been marred by a glimpse into its hidden secrets, a reminder that even in the most beautiful places, darkness can lie in wait. Amélie and Madeleine tried to resume their lives, but the fear of that snowy night lingered. The old tales of Paris had transformed from folklore into reality, a stark reminder of the mysteries lying just beneath the surface, ready to surface when least expected. As winter wore on, Amélie often looked out over the snow-covered city, haunted by the memory of that night. Paris, with all its grandeur, had revealed a side both mesmerizing and terrifying, a reminder that even in the most enchanting places, shadows can stretch long and deep,